Hello everyone, this is Khaled from the Retro Nerd channel and welcome to yet another video on the Nintendo Wii. I love this console, by the way. In the last video, on one of the previous videos, I showed you guys how to jailbreak or basically install the Homebrew Channel on your Nintendo Wii in order to be able to play game backups from the SD memory card. I've seen a lot of questions, people asking if it can be done using the USB stick instead of the memory card. And basically, this is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna show you guys how to use a program called USBGX Loader, I think, to kind of load games from the USB drive. And even though in the last video, which you can see the links in the top and in the description, I showed you guys how to install the Homebrew Channel, which is basically the base for everything. Many people seems to have issues with that, so today we're gonna go through the whole process again, starting with installing the Homebrew Channel, then installing the custom iOSs that you need to have installed so you can play actually backup games on the Nintendo Wii, and then the loading application. And if the video is not long, we'll also do a shortcut for one of the games and put it on the home screen so you have the whole thing. And I'll try to be a little bit fast this time. So without any further ado, let's go into it. So the first thing we want to do on the Nintendo Wii to just kind of prep it is a few things. First of all, we have to make sure and you have to excuse me, it's kind of hard to kind of control the thingy. First, we have to make sure that the date and time is set correctly. So this is what I'm gonna do first. You go to the settings, go to calendar, first the date. So today is the 6th, so the date is correct and the time is 10 p.m. Okay, and it's now 10:01. So we've set the time. This is the most important thing. The other thing we need is to make sure we remember this. It's basically our version number. So if you're not on 4.3, please go ahead and update your Nintendo Wii. To do this is very simple. Just go to the before you just make sure you're connected to the internet, which is I'm gonna do right now. Just connect to a wireless network. Okay, so basically you should see this. The connection was successful. Perform a Wii system update. Now for me, I'm not gonna perform an update because I'm on 4.3, but if you're at any version that's lower than 4.3, please do update. And don't worry, it's very normal, very safe. Even if you have a Wii that's already soft modded, go ahead and update it, no problem. The worst that could happen, you lose the soft modding, which you can do again. But this is the latest release for the Nintendo Wii, the 4.3, and you need to be on that release and able to basically use this mod. So we're done. We have an internet connection. Again, if you want to do it from, if you're already connected to the internet, you can go basically to the, and you can hit Wii system update and it will update it for you. So now we have the system version. It should be, as I said, 4.3. And you should write down the letter next to it, which is basically whether it's E, U, or whatever, because we're gonna need it, so remember this. The second thing we need is basically to get the MAC address, and you can get this from going to Internet Console Information and get the MAC address that you have here. Just write it somewhere because we're gonna need it. And that's it for the console. This is the both things we need. Now we'll jump over to the PC. Okay guys, so to do the installation, we need something called the letter bomb, which is an exploit for the Nintendo Wii to install the Homebrew Channel. To do this, you have to visit a website called please.hackme.com. I'll put the link in the description. You'll get this. So we have to check, select our system menu version. Our is 4.3E for the Europe version. Input the MAC address. I always like to take a photo of it, so it's much easier for me to input. Then make sure you have the bundle, the Hackme installer for me. Click I am a robot and cut the either the blue or the red wire, it doesn't really matter. You'll get letterbomb.zip file, open it, and make sure you have a freshly formatted, or it doesn't matter honestly, just a formatted SD card in your computer. Make sure it's FAT32, that's what's important. This one is I think 16 megabytes, but you don't need all that. You can go, get away with like 1 gigabyte of SD card. Anyway, so we're gonna do extract everything to the drive itself directly. And if we go back here, you should see this. So this is basically what we need. To continue, we just eject the SD card and go back to the Wii. Okay, so we're back in the Wii, and what you want to do is basically go to your messages after you have inserted the SD card, and if I can go there, open the messages, go back 1 day. It's okay, I can do this. You should see this, which is basically the exploit. If you click on it, it will launch the HackMe installer, which is basically what we need to install the Homebrew channel. This screen will take up to 30 seconds until you see something to click, so don't worry. I don't know if it's doing something or is it just there so you read it and you know that this is a free software. You shouldn't have been paid, or you shouldn't have paid anything for it. But anyways, it stays there, and here it is. And it says press 1 to continue. So when you press 1, you get this. So basically what this is telling you, this is the HackMe installer, and it's basically telling us two things. First, as you can see, it's saying that the Homebrew channel can be installed, but BootMe can only be installed as an iOS, not as a boot2. Or what BootMe does is basically, if you can install it as boot2, then it sits before the loading the menu of the Nintendo Wii, before booting the Nintendo Wii, and you can use it to back up your Wii, and in case you did something wrong, you can restore it. But in this case, we can't install it as a boot2. Press A to continue, then go and select install the Homebrew channel. Select yes to continue and wait for it to install. It shouldn't take long. Success, press continue. For this case, we can install BootMe as an iOS, and apparently it is installed because it's saying uninstall. But maybe that's, I think it gets installed with the Homebrew channel anyways. So now, if everything went as correct, you see this, which is basically the Homebrew channel, and apparently the BootMe is not in this menu as an iOS. So what we're gonna do now is go again and open the Letterbomb to install Boot2. Again, why would you use Boot2? It's up to you if you're gonna use it, but you can use it to back up your Nintendo Wii between other things. I like normally I would like to install it as Boot2, because no matter what I do with the Nintendo Wii, I have the option to restore it. I'm not sure how useful it will be without the being installed as Boot2. You can, as I said, back up your Wii, but anyway, we'll install it as an iOS, doesn't hurt. Okay, let's install BootMe. Press yes, continue, done. So now BootMe is installed as an iOS, and you can actually access BootMe if you click here. You see if you click on the home button on the Nintendo Wii, it will be one of the options. And as I said, BootMe you can use, of course you have to use the power and reset button, power to move and reset to select. But basically what you can do is, for example, check your SD card, You can go to settings, you know, like backup, restore, check, you know, basically statistics about your Nintendo Wii. Anyways, again, if you like to install it, do. If you don't, it's up to you. So now we have the Homebrew channel and the Boot Me installed as an iOS. The next step is basically installing the custom iOSs. So we need to take our SD card back into the PC to get one piece of software, and this time, instead of us always going back and forth between the PC, we're gonna install something called Homebrew Channel Browser, which is basically enables us to download the Homebrew apps directly on the SD card from the Wii and use them instead of, you know, moving between the PC and the Wii, which should make our lives easier. Okay guys, so the next step is basically to download the Homebrew browser. It's from this website, and basically again, just, you know, we need to extract it to new folder on the SD card. But to do before we do that, just create a new folder called apps, just like that, and extract everything to the apps folder. If you have the apps folder already, then you're golden. Eject your SD card and put it back into the Wii. And once back in the Wii, just open the Homebrew channel. And we should see the Homebrew browser app. Select it and load. This is normal, and now we're inside the thing. So what we need is the USBLoaderGX. This one. Let me just put my face on the other side. So we're gonna download this because this is basically the application we're gonna be using to you know, load the game backups from the USB drive. So we'll download this one. Okay, so that's covered. We'll go back. The other thing we need to find is basically the d2x cIOs installer. I'm gonna try to find it now. And here it is. We need the d2x cIOs installer. Go ahead and download them. Okay, so now we have both. We can get out of this, press the menu, and basically return to loader, which is the Homebrew channel. Okay guys, so we have the d2x cIOs installer. Just open it. So we're gonna install the custom iOSs, and the custom iOSs are needed to be able to play games that are backed up, basically images of the games. So, and this is important to get the setup right here. So basically what we need to do is, first, as you can see, select cIOs. We need to select the beta 52. Make sure it's beta 52, version 10 beta 52. Then the base, the first one is 56. And the slot is 249. The revision, make sure you check 65535, which is basically the higher revision. Once you have this setting correct, just make sure it's correct, press A and show you this screen. Press A another time, and basically it's telling you that it's gonna install this. Now it's gonna download a few files from the internet, so it might take a little bit of time. Okay, so that was successful. Now we need to install the other one. So basically when you see that 249 has a green kind of highlight around it, that means that was a success. Now we need to install the second one, which is basically go back to the base, make it 57, keep the beta 52, just move to 57 and put the slot at 250. Leave the revision as is 65535 and press A. It will show you that basically 250 will be overwritten. Press A to install it, and again wait for the thing to download. Okay, so that was also successful. Press A to continue. Now the last step is basically, this is not mandatory, but it's enables you to play more games, compatibility for some of the games, and it's not mandatory. Most of the games will work without them, but since we're here, we're gonna use it. It's basically installing base 58 on slot 251. It's already, there is nothing at that slot. The revision should be 65535, and the cIOs should be beta 52 version 10. Press OK, and let's install it. Okay, so that's basically it. We installed all of the custom iOSs. Now press B to exit, and it will take us back to the Homebrew channel. Now, of course, we're gonna use the USBLoaderGX, but to do that, we have to put some games on a USB stick, and to do that, let's move back to the PC. Okay guys, so on your USB drive, first make sure it's formatted as FAT32. At least this is why I remember it needs to be FAT32, not NTFS. And create a folder called WBFS on the root. WBFS stands for the format for the Nintendo Wii games, I think. But anyways, and inside of it, just put your games. Now, I know a lot of people asked about how to get games, and basically, ethically, I'll always tell you guys, you should only have games that you own them or bought them. But if you don't have the CD, you can download the game from the internet. Again, I can't legally tell you how to download, but Google is your friend. Just find the downloadable file. Sometimes it will be in ISO format, other times it will be in the WBFS. There is tools to convert between the two formats. Just make sure that you have it in this kind of setup in the folder. Basically, you have the game name and this basically like an ID of the game. So basically, the player can fetch its data, and under that you have the WBFS file, which is the game file. Here I have Donkey Kong, Super Mario Galaxy, and the Xenoblade Chronicles. Again, just put them on your USB drive, and that's it basically. Eject your USB drive and stick it in the Nintendo Wii in port 1. So yeah, we're back on the Wii, guys, and as I said, you make sure that you put your USB key in port 1, which is the one that's closer to the edge of the Wii, like in this picture I'm showing you guys, because that's the port it will work on. Now let's, to start the game, just go to the Homebrew channel, start the Homebrew channel. And load the USBLoaderGX. The nice thing about the USBLoaderGX is much faster than the Wii Flow, and you'll see this now. But basically, let it just load, and as you can see, we have the games here. They already showed up, and I think you can basically get the images by going to the settings. Nope. Okay. So you have to click on the covers. Yes. So it was as simple as just clicking on any of the covers will actually start the download of the covers themselves. As you can see now, you have the covers. Of course, you can choose to show it like this, where it shows you the discs, or like this, like this. If you can click on it. So basically, it's a very nice, fancy kind of way to look at the games. So let's start any of these games. Let's start Donkey Kong. You basically just start it like any other game, and that's it. You have the game ready and starting. Press 2 to play, and yeah, one player, press 2 to confirm, and that's it, guys. So you have everything ready, just start with a new game. So that's kind of all that's it to it. It's actually very easy. I think one of the last things to do is basically show you guys how to create shortcuts for your games and for the USB loader on your Nintendo Wii home screen, so you don't have to go into the Homebrew channel. Okay guys, so we're back on the PC, and what we need first, we need something called a forwarder for the USB loader GX. And the forwarder is basically a channel that gets installed on the home screen itself. So go to this address, I'll put it of course in the description, and basically choose the forwarder for the Wii, which is not the VWii. I don't know what's the difference, but basically we need the one for the Wii. Just download it, and it's a WAT file. Just make sure you copy it to the SD card. Just on the SD card, make a new folder called WADs, just to make it easier for you to find them. It doesn't really matter, but just put the WAD there. So now this is the forwarder for the loader itself. We need also an app called Wii Mod Lite, which is basically what we're gonna use to install the WAD files. Just extract it to the the SD card, and you should get, if you look at the SD card, you'll have in the apps now we have the Wii Mod Lite. And finally, what we need is basically an application called Crap version 3.3. I'll also leave the link there. It's basically a RAR file. When you open it, there's an app. Just extract it anywhere you want. And this app is what we'll use to create the shortcuts for the games themselves. I have it on my PC, so let me open it so you can see how it looks, guys. And we're gonna use it to create I think it's this one. Okay, so yeah, it's this one, and basically we're gonna use it to create a shortcut for one of our games, and we'll use, for example, Donkey Kong. So what we're gonna do is that you need to tell them which file you're gonna use it for, and you can either point it to the USB drive if you remove it from the Wii, or any basically version of the game. So for me, I'm gonna use the USB drive. Let me just connect it to the PC. I just removed it from the Wii. So basically, for it to know what game we're gonna want to do, so basically it's WBFS. So this is the game. So now it says it's Donkey Kong Return, so it knows that you have to choose the loader, and for us it's USB loader GS forwarder. It's the forwarder for that loader, and yeah, that's it. So basically you don't have to do anything else. You click create channel, and it would tell you that it created a channel called this stuff under the WADs, under where it's running the app itself. So if you go back and you look at WADs, you see Donkey Kong Returns. We'll copy it. I have other forwarders also, and again we'll take it to our SD card and put it into the WADs folder. So now we have the forwarder, or the shortcut, for the loader itself and one of our games. Let's eject both the SD card and the USB drive and go back to our Nintendo Wii. Okay guys, so we're back on the Wii. You need to go to the Homebrew channel to install the forwarders or the shortcuts. So just open the Homebrew channel. We should see a new application called Wii Mod Lite, sorry. So let's open that, not this. Okay, let me just remove this. We'll hide it. We load the Wii Mod Lite. And we're gonna wait a bit on it so it applies the patches. So first we have to install the USB Loader GX. So to do this, we go to the WAD manager, select the device, which is the slot, SD slot, go to the WADs folder, and first we install the USB Loader GX. It says install, press A again, and it will install the WAD. And basically what this does is just create a channel that opens the USB Loader GX. Next, we'll install also the shortcut for the game, the Donkey Kong. Again, press A to install. And that's it. Press B to exit, another time B to exit, then the home to go to the Homebrew Channel. And press home again and exit to system menu. And we should see new shortcuts if everything went according. Yes, so we have both the shortcut for Donkey Kong, as you can see, and the loader. So first we have to test the loader itself, it's working, because remember, the shortcut for the game will use the forwarder for the USB loader. So we'll start the loader first just to make sure it's working without any issues. Yes, apparently it is. And we have the games. Now let's go back to the Wii menu and try the Donkey Kong shortcut. Start it and see. So the whole idea is that, as you see, it starts USB loader and directs it, tells it to load the game instead of you going through all these steps. So as you see, this is, by the way, and it works. That's great. What you've seen in the flickering of the screen is basically it's changing from PAL to NTSC. That's why the screen flicker. But anyway, as you can see, guys, it's working. It's asking me to put the nunchucks, but I'm not gonna use them. But as you can see, it's working. It's beautiful. Again, I love the Wii's. So this is it, guys. This is how you basically mod or install the Homebrew Channel and install the custom iOSs, install the USB kind of loader for backup games, and even create shortcuts so you don't have to go through, the Homebrew Channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I know some of you faced some issues, but I think, as you've seen, if you follow all the steps, it's very straightforward. Just make sure you follow all the steps and all the tips, and hopefully you shouldn't face any issues. So if you like this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. If you have any questions or any ideas or requests for new videos, please make sure to leave them in the comments below, and it will be great if you can subscribe. So yeah, that's it for today. See you soon.